Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of RK Football. We're back with David, Stuart, and myself, Matt. How are
Hello,
we
hello.
all?
Very well, very well. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, good. Obviously, I've had better weeks of football from Chelsea's perspective, but we'll get on to that in a moment.
We
Don't you
will.
worry. But we are going to start off at the biggest Premier League game of the weekend, and that was between Manchester City and Arsenal at the Emirates. A result that I think would it be fair to say that it's a point gained for Arsenal from there?
It is a point gain, and I mean, obviously, especially within a title race or anything like that. I mean, any point's a good point, I suppose. But it's been a common thing with Arsenal in the last couple of years, whereby when they either visit big teams or big teams come to them, the narrative always that Arteta and Arsenal need to win these types of games to kind of gain that momentum and sort of almost gain that belief in themselves that they can beat these bigger teams to go on to win, a Premier League title. But I think a lot of people would agree that. I mean, obviously they got the winner late on the Martinelli chip, which was quite a nice goal.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I think a lot of people, including myself, were astonished by the fact that Arsenal didn't then go and try to kill the game off and actually try to win it. Because I think there were about 5 minutes left, 4 or 5 minutes left, and I just thought it was funny when the ball kind of dropped in. And I saw Martinelli running, and I just at any moment now, surely he's going to run back to their own half, put the ball down, and get the game going again. But there was this big elongated kind of celebration, and I thought, what? As if they got the winner, astonishing. And again, it's been commented on quite a bit, and again, I kind of agree with the fact that that's kind of the mentality that Arsenal have always kind of had, even though they have been thereabouts in title challenges in recent years. They just never seem to be able to get that extra, get over the line, especially in these kind of big games,
Well, the thing is, I get what you're saying there about the getting over the line in these big games, but Guardiola approached in a method that I'll be honest, I wouldn't call a Guardiola approach. He went full-blown defensive after they scored that goal.
Yeah.
Was it 38% possession?
Yeah,
32.8, 32.8, the lowest ever recorded by a Pep Guardiola side in a league game.
Yeah.
That's telling you something.
I actually was very impressed with how they set up defensively. Like, yes, it's boring to watch at times, but when you're playing a team like Arsenal, who have that pace to get in behind, sometimes you do have to adapt to that. And you got to think, last season they got smacked 5-0 by Arsenal. So Arsenal are capable of getting the goals. If I could say one thing about the game that I would have changed if I was Arteta, I would have started Martinelli. He is not Arsenal's best player by any stretch, but a big game player. He always seems to turn up in those big games, and he done it again. I would have started for 100%. Because Trossard, I don't rate him. I've never really rated him. And,
Well, I would have started Eze personally. I mean, I'm surprised.
I get what Stu's saying about Eze because obviously the big name signing. But in games like these, you want your big players to stand up and actually put in the performance. So,
yeah, I can certainly see there was definitely a strong argument for him to be starting, but I don't know. He seems to be. And it could well be the case that he might sort of grow into this sort of category of being an impact sub. I think didn't he come off the bench in the Champions League game during the week and he got a goal within a couple of minutes? So he could kind of grow into one of those players for Arteta, perhaps, especially in games like this where they need a goal. And he came on and he did score. But I can see the argument why, and certainly why Arsenal fans would see why he should start games to begin with.
Yeah, I think well, another player we have to speak about is Erling Haaland. I mean, again, popping up with another goal, and I don't know if you watched the game, but the moment he got I think it was Reinders, wasn't it, in the middle of the pitch?
Got me an assist to my fantasy team. Yes, it was.
I had him on the bench. I was like, and I thought the moment he got going, Saliba obviously was trying to stay marking Reinders as he was running towards goal. But then you had Haaland on the run. And I actually think Gabriel's defending there was pretty poor because he kept watching them. And it's run to Haaland, he's getting away. And if that ball gets to him, it's a goal. and I said, this is going to be a goal now. And
that's exactly what I said. As soon as you see Haaland powering away, and if Rangers sees him, it's a goal. And there's no like one-on-one with the keeper. Haaland he just always converts, and there's never any doubt in anyone. I can't imagine anyone would doubt the fact that he's going to score every time he goes one-on-one. He's just ridiculous. You just knew it was going to be a goal. Yeah.
But yeah, it's obviously they did get the win in the week, Arsenal, didn't they, in the Champions League? So they started off their Champions League campaign well, and so did Man City. So both of them had a good start to the campaigns. So would it be fair to suggest then that Martinelli's future at Arsenal could be super sub now with all these wingers brought in, like you said there, David?
You kind of need them, don't you? I think that's been a problem for Arsenal for a long time. It's like, did he have that kind of player they can put on that kind of can, just like get the goal when needed? Examples we've just pointed out, like Liverpool had it for so long. Was it Origi? Like he's basically like he comes on and he doesn't play barely any minutes, but he comes on and gets the goals we need it. You need those kind of players. So I would, if he was going to be a super sub, I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't be like downplaying it. I mean, you want to play, but if you're contributing to the team in a way, I think Arsenal might need that. Maybe it might help them out, later on in the season. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad I don't think it's a bad place to be honest.
Isn't it a slight worry though for Arsenal that we're talking about? Oh, they need a good super sub, because it kind of suggests that the starting 11 isn't quite doing it a lot of the time. Obviously it's always good to have good options off the bench, but if you're kind of focusing purely on he could be a good super sub, which he possibly could be, and he has proven that in the last couple of games. He's gotten a goal every time he's come off the bench in the last two games. So.
Yeah, I mean, the attack looks a bit off as well, doesn't it? Like Arsenal a little bit.
Does not look like.
It's not quite clicked just yet, and I mean, Gyökeres obviously has a few goals already this season, but he was very effectless in that game against City as well, particularly.
Their style of football just doesn't, unless they change it, obviously, just doesn't suit how he I guess he's kind of guy just like used to like kind of like off the line and then kind of like wait for that pass or something. But Arsenal are not that kind of at times, or crosses in the box, and it wasn't really. He's more just waiting.
They're a victim of their own, like how they've had to try and get around it over the years, though. Like they haven't had this striker who can score all these goals as of yet. Now that finally that player has come in, the style of play they've played for the last 2, maybe 3 seasons without that striker, they've now been like, oh, now we've got to play this way because now we've got to feed him. Whereas before they didn't have anyone to necessarily feed in the way he needs to be fed.
Possibly. I mean, you see games against Leeds, for example, where they just absolutely batter them 5-0, and Gyökeres obviously gets a couple of goals. So I mean, it obviously depending upon the team against which you're playing, and adapting and kind of, mixing things up. And we've talked a lot about kind of Amorim being stubborn, not changing his style. And I think it was fascinating to see what, like you said, Matt, Guardiola to kind of employ that kind of defensive. It was like Mourinho-esque, kind of parking the bus kind of tactic. I just thought you wouldn't have seen that coming, really, No. Do you reckon the reason he did that? I mean, like City, obviously their attack is very good, and Haaland, like I said, is one of the world's best strikers. Do you reckon he did that almost to kind of prove he wanted to kind of see whether or not his team could see a game out, kind of playing that kind of defensive side to see if his defense were up to scratch and if they were up to the challenge of actually, kind of keeping Arsenal out for the however long it was. A half, that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll never know. But I mean, it was great, and then he got away with it.
It's an interesting point. I think that they do have the defensive capabilities. It's obviously not as strong as what it used to be with some of the defenders they've got now. But I think with someone between Donnarumma between the sticks, you can clearly tell he is.
And that's why they've
still within the box.
Yeah, so, I've seen a couple of people saying that like he could quietly be considered possibly the signing of the summer of the transfer window, and you do think like it could well be the case. I mean, his first couple of performances for City have been absolutely like just phenomenal. I mean, what a monster he is!
It's a brilliant goal to equalise. If it weren't for that, he would have got another clean sheet.
I mean, you weren't expecting someone that for most of the game they were passing it around, going like trying to get through like a, their kind of line defensively, and all of a sudden they've gone, okay, well we can't go around them. we'll just dink it over and see what happens.
Yeah,
do what City did, and it worked. And sometimes you can't save those, but yeah, he was pretty immense in that game. And some of the saves he made were
ridiculous. Yeah, he just dominates his box so well. He's out to meet every cross, every corner. I mean, people talk about like Arsenal's capabilities at set pieces. Just none of it worked because he's there meeting every single ball, punching away balls, catching them. It's
just such a good keeper.
It's interesting though, because one of his biggest downfalls was his ability to come for crosses. One of his biggest downfalls, even though he's height, that was one of his biggest downfalls before Man City signed him. And in that game, he actually done the polar opposite, which is, I think, very interesting. But no, well done to him. The one player up as we finish on Man City here, though, the one player I do worry for is Bernardo Silva. I hope he recovers from the injury from that ball being thrown at him, because that did look sincerely quite
ridiculous.
So
what's that like? Weird kind of back and forth.
Bernardo Silva's always been a bit. He's always been a bit of a. I don't want to say crybaby, but he's a bit of a. He doesn't like it when things don't go his way.
It's like, what was it? We were sitting there watching the game, and my partner, she was sitting right there, and he was on the floor, and you're like, oh God, something's happened here. An Arsenal player might get sent off or something like that. And then you see the replay, and you see that, and she was like, I won't use the language, but you can only imagine that she was like, get up. Like,
the way he went he did go to clutch his face at first, and then he thought, well, maybe not. It was like Rivaldo-esque. I thought, don't you dare, mate. There's 1,000 cameras on you. I wouldn't bother.
Don't get good in acting. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So silly.
Amen.
I was hoping, just to say really quick, I was hoping there would be a little bit more needle between, because there has been a little bit of, like I said, a bit of needle between the two sides in the last couple of games, especially Haaland against the two Arsenal centre backs. So I was hoping for a bit more spice, if you like, and it wasn't quite that.
Maybe that 3-3 wasn't a good idea.
Hey, it's a draw. It's a point. Okay, I still got the result.
I know. When I put that, I was like, yeah, you must be happy. But you were like, when you think of watching the game, you must be thinking, what have I done? Why did I put 3-3?
I was sitting there. It got 1-0 at half time, and I was sitting there thinking, oh, I'm guessing the other 5 goals are coming in the second half then.
Yeah.
They were like, Pep decided to play. Pep decided to be defensive, like a Pep manager that's not very defensive. He must have known. He must have been like that. So that's why he played defensive, because he saw your prediction and go, well, I can't let Matt win.
Exactly, yeah.
So I have to
He must have sources that connected to Kyle. He must do. Anyway. But yeah, so we'll move on to probably a huge win now after that result on the weekend for Liverpool, 2-1 victory in the Merseyside derby, and what a goal by Gravenberch. I mean, the guy's not only good defensively, he pulls that out of the bag as well. He's a Liverpool Calcade.
he stepped it up this season, because obviously he had a good start last season, because obviously I think people were shocked, like, playing defensive midfield. You could sit there and say, well, obviously, we all agree, I guess, in the best defensive midfielder in the league. But
I think that in the Premier League, there's no
Rodri.
argument.
No, well, it's Rodri, isn't it?
But then when it comes to all competitions, I think there's people that would argue going, Calcedo's been very good. Like Rodri obviously didn't really play last season. So
I suppose. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. If you're talking about class, then Rodri's definitely up there. Would you not put the Spurs midfielder in there at the minute? Pally.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, he's quietly done a pretty decent job, to be honest. Because obviously he's I do rate him a lot, actually. I mean, there's a reason why I thought when Klopp wanted him at one point, because he's that good. Did
you see the thing about Zubimendi, that apparently Liverpool were after him this season before they got Gravenberch, and Zubimendi said no, he's not interested. Anyway, they signed Gravenberch, and obviously, like you say, he's turned into one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League.
It's just fascinating with Gravenberch, because there's obviously it's that guy we got him from, he was Ajax. Obviously he was a prodigy, then he went to Bayern Munich and it didn't really work out. We got him on the cheap, and then the season when we had him, We wasn't very good. Injuries didn't do. And then I don't know. Sometimes in football, sometimes you just a new manager, new ideas, just put him in that defensive midfield player in that position. He's just turned into everyone's like, where's this guy been? And what I was shocked about is the guy's still 23.
Well, I was thinking he was going to be a bit older than that.
Yeah, me
I thought
too.
it was 25,
so.
26, but he's 23, and the guy's I mean, some people saying he's turning into. He can pass the ball well. He can get past players. He can shoot from outside the box. He can tackle when need be. He's so good. I mean, in start of the season he's been really good. But yeah, that goal was so good, and that pass for the second as well.
Assisted the set. I was going to say, yeah, really good.
Yeah, I think Liverpool. It's 5. They're 5 points clear after 5 games.
5 games.
Season.
Just.
Is it fair to say that the title race isn't of course over?
No.
Already Arsenal have got a hill to climb at this early stage of the season. It does look a little bit like this is going to be tricky if Liverpool continue.
Yeah. Well, I think Arsenal and City still have things to figure out, particularly Arsenal. But I think they'll take some solace in the fact that Liverpool haven't figured things out either. I know obviously they're 5 points clear already, as you mentioned. But even again with that match against Everton, I mean, they went 2 goals. They went 2 goals up. Was it Gay who got the goal for Everton? Can't remember. I think it was.
Yes.
He got that, and you're thinking, are Liverpool going to blow another 2-0 lead in the league? I mean, it's astonishing.
I was thinking that 2-1.
Yeah. I was like, they're sure. Are they going to do it again? I was like, they still looked a bit. They let Everton back into the game, and there was every chance they could have equalised. Yeah. So I think Arsenal, particularly, will be Arsenal. Their title rivals will be. Slight silver lining is that Liverpool aren't exactly. It's weird to say that they're not flying because they are 5 wins from 5, but they're not always doing it convincingly, which is it's bizarre to say. But I mean, anyone who's watched them would say the same.
I'm not going to sit here and say we've been playing amazing football. We haven't, but I mean, at least one thing we know it is, and it's boring. Isn't boring watching Liverpool in this first 5 games. Definitely drama all out around the pitch, but I mean, it's but. Again, it's situations like we haven't really figured it out. With 5 out of 5, got the wins and that. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But I think as always, we're getting a bit carried away. Some people are getting carried away. 5 points because it's there's so many games. But it's
there's so many. I mean,
but it's nice to see though.
You've got Palace next at Sellers Park.
That's going to be a
the bogey team. That's a bogey team.
Yeah. You got Chelsea away. And then Man United at home. So not easy games coming up. And if Ruben Amorim's side get on a bit of a run now after the victory on the weekend, then who knows? They could go into that game high in confidence. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's very Liverpool are on a good run, but from those games there, you do sit there and think if Liverpool don't show up fully like they can do. These teams could punish them. These teams could punish them. So
I'm not looking forward to that Palace game because obviously we've done this season, and obviously when we go against them, it's usually a tight affair. It's really I think it was 1-1 the last game last season, and then obviously we've lost to them a couple of times, and it's a tough game. Especially it's it's away as well. It's that's going to be a hard game to watch. But it's gonna be a sneaky game, but again, all you can do is just maybe not play your best, but we can't. We've won, so I mean, sometimes you just need to, you don't have to always play great football to win. So yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. I mean, to be honest.
I mean, if it helps, they are on our Super 6, which we will get round to that game. So of course, we will be going through that later on. But. Obviously, Liverpool did win in the week as well. They won against Atletico 3-2. Prime Gary Cahill getting the winner at the end. I mean, that's always a good sign for him.
You were going to that comment is going to really come back to bite you, isn't it?
I'm standing by it still, but yeah. It was they got the win again. So, they just keep doing it, don't they? Even against this Simeone side, which even we said last week, and you did as well, Stu, they're such a hard team to break down.
And especially when we forget that they done us at Anfield, I think, in 2020, when knocked us out of the Champions League. So it was always Atletico Madrid is always at the game. You're like, oh, I don't want to play Simeone. He's like, but to be fair to them, they did play quite well in it. To be honest, like the two goals they got were quite good. I think one was the first one. I think it was a good. He poked at it and it just kind of took a deflection. And obviously, the second one was a really good strike from outside the box. So, but yeah, it's pretty standard Liverpool. Maybe we don't have the killer instinct just yet to maybe just like actually kill a game off, but. Yeah, we won, and I've got to be honest. I think it's great. The Atletico Madrid one, fantastic result. Like to get that could have been, because obviously it's ironic we're playing both of the Madrid sides in this like 8 games, but like yeah, and also means was it Simeone didn't like it because obviously when we scored the winner, we kind of got sent to the touchline. I think.
So, he had a weird altercation with that fan, didn't he?
Yeah, I probably didn't like that. It's probably just in his face. You know how he gets, but yeah, it's just like he was absolutely. Equalised, he went mental, but then obviously just like the 3-2, but then he just lost it. But yeah. It was.
Did anyone see the thing on Facebook just before you go say the next thing? Did anyone see the thing on Facebook about Simeone when he had that altercation? And it was he got upset because he got called the La Liga's Mikel Arteta. I was
no.
If that's what winds you up, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if it's true. Yeah, I don't know if it's true. But if that is true, I think that would be absolutely.
It probably is not, but
it might not have even understood. You just see a fan yelling at him, and they didn't look. They were showing footage. It looked like one of his assistants spat at the fan. It was like, oh, that's not on. I don't know if he did or not. It's hard to tell, but it certainly looked like it, didn't it?
I mean,
but yeah, it's a good result for Liverpool. Again, they got another win. They are like Stu says, they're not playing brilliant football, but they're getting the results. The one player I do want to see more from, though, 100%, is Wirtz. I have seen absolutely nothing from him so far that has given me that much confidence. I will be honest. He's making good runs, but you can make good runs all over the pitch. I can do that.
I mean. Matt, come on.
Do you want to start? Here's a stat for you, Stu. Andre Onana has more assists than Wirtz this season.
Transport.
Patience. If one thing I've learned, it was one thing I've learned about was in football Ballon is no one has any patience anymore. The guys it's like is that the best they got? Like, what was it? It's the fans like, oh look, he's like 100 and odd million and he's no assist and goals. Like, yeah, but it's fine. Like, it's not come back to me in 10, 20 games and he still hasn't done. Then we can discuss.
Fair enough.
Okay,
we'll do.
10, 20 games.
Watch Liverpool will be like 20 points clear or something, and Virgil still be having stinkers. Like, so you won't have anything to.
If he doesn't, he doesn't. Like at the moment, but I just think Liverpool have a knack of like was it slowly bedding in their players. So it's not surprising. I mean that like he's not. I mean, he has been quite good. Like not in the sense of the goal and assist, but he's worked quite off the ball. And some of the passes have been. There is glimpses of it. I just think again, it's a new league, a new thing, so like it's going to take time. But when he clicks, he's going to be exactly what we think. But yeah, I mean, I get it. It's banter, isn't it? Just like the opposition fans need something, don't they, to go after?
It's literally all we have. It's literally all we have.
It happened with Paul Pogba, didn't it? Like when they paid that money out. At the end of the day, all that money gets paid out. You want instant impact, and it's what happened so far. He will.
I think a better example would be in terms of betting in. I think when Mourinho brought in Mkhitaryan, he didn't start Mkhitaryan for the first. I mean, it was quite a while before he actually introduced him into the squad, and his reasoning was that we're kind of working behind the scenes. We're embedding him. He's getting used to the new league, getting used to the team, and stuff like that. And then he did come in, and he wasn't really that good, and it kind of failed that whole Mkhitaryan thing, So it can happen. I mean. It's not always a kind of it doesn't always bear fruit, that kind of working them in and then it just doesn't work out.
And also we all forget that he didn't start him against Everton. Like he actually dropped him. Like I think that's because of obviously there is problem like questions based physicality. He gets pushed off the ball quite easily. So I guess against Everton, definitely physicality is going to be a thing. So it makes sense that not playing him in that game.
I mean, the example I'd give as well is that like Caicedo, when he first joined Chelsea, I remember his debut. There was all these memes going about that he was wearing construction boots because he was so slow on the ball and all this sort of thing. And there was some memes going around how how bad he was, and then 2 seasons later, he's now one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League. Like, so it is time, 100%. He just needs time. But at the minute, we've got to take anything we've got to do, okay?
Yeah, I
You're
get
top of the
it.
league.
You can have it. I'll let you have that one.
I mean, Jesus, you have £100 million player, or was it £100 million he cost actually?
116.
100 million plus player in a team, and you're still 5 points clear. So hey,
I mean, we still haven't had Isak, and Isak hasn't really, he hasn't started yet for the Premier League yet. So
no,
and he's on
came on, didn't he? And he didn't.
Yeah, we can't use him yet. Yeah, but we'll start talking about this other game that happened.
Which game was that, Matt? Which game was that?
That's
Hey.
Finally, Man United have something to. You have something positive, good to say. After
goodness me.
I mean, it's a crazy game, right? 2 red cards.
Yeah, lots of incidents.
It's absolutely crazy game of football, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, the game obviously. I mean, the game was well. I mean, you could say for the neutral, but the whole dynamic of the game shifted. Was it 5 minutes into the game? The red card changed the entire game. 5 minutes in, thereabouts. I remember when I first saw it, I went, "Oh, he snapped his leg. He's broken his leg." It looked like a horrible tackle, Schumacher-esque. I thought, "Oh, dearie me!" But obviously, it didn't look that. It turned out not to be that bad. But yeah, I mean, silly. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like he could have kind of held back a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, obviously, again, that did change the game. Good win. A win's a win. I mean, obviously, I'll say that. I mean, Bruno getting his 200th goal. On his his 200th game, wasn't it? And his 100th goal, which was good to see. But again, I am happy with the win. But I mean, Jesus, I mean, going into half time. You're 2-0 up and you're a man up against a team. How is it possible to go into halftime and still be going, oh dear, I don't know. Just that Casemiro red card just changed that. It just again flipped it back, and then Chelsea and Chalobah getting that really good header. Yaro should have jumped for it, but anyway, it was a good header from him. But a win's a win. I don't think by any means this is. It's not that Amram's now weathered the storm, and it's all going to be roses from here on in. But again, I mean, it will take a win when and where they come. Absolutely.
I mean, does it change anything though? Like, it doesn't change what doesn't change what we like. We know already. We know Man United still look a bit like they got the win, but they still look a bit sunk off. And obviously Chelsea's defensive and goalkeeping problems that were documented are shown in this game. So we haven't lost.
I'll be honest. 2 things showed in this game. 2 things. One, Sanchez is not good enough. He is not good enough. Like he made. I found this out the other day. He made the highest save percentage of shots last season. Highest. He was the highest in the Premier League.
What's that for?
No, shots saved percentage. He was top. But I was like, well, hang on. But he made a lot of mistakes. Yes, okay, he saved a lot of shots. Good on him. And it does show he's a decent keeper. But in the big games, he constantly makes mistakes. And this is exactly what I mean. He makes mistakes after mistake after mistake. And it costs Chelsea too much. And the biggest thing, Sanchez didn't actually annoy me the most in that game. It was Maresca. Why do you start a player who is not fully fit? Cole Palmer wanted to start the game. Okay, he wants to start the game, but you're also the manager. You can say no to a player or bench them. If you don't think they're fully fit, you can bench them. But if he wants to start him, that's fine. But why, when that player gets sent off, do you then bring off Esteval as your player and not Cole Palmer? Bring Cole Palmer off, keep Esteval on, and Pedro Neto. I'm sorry, but the substitutions in that game actually ruined it. Not the red card, the substitutions. Esteval was a brilliant player. We should have kept him on. He would have caused Man United so many problems, even with it down to 10 men. Pedro Neto had the pace down the flanks as well. Like, Cole Palmer was the only player I would have sat there and gone, if I knew he was injured before the game, and you had those 3, I would have said straight away, yeah, take him off. Of all players, world-class player, we know what he can produce, but take him off.
Do you reckon? Yeah. To be honest, I was a bit shocked to see Palmer come off. I mean, I guess that his kind of injury would have had something to do with it, but I was a bit shocked to kind of see him get hooked.
I'm just. It annoys me that this keeps happening in big games with Maresca. He brings off the wrong players at these times, and when we should be trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, the moment it was 10v10, Chelsea should have absolutely gone for it. Because Man United, as you say there, David, are not convincing, but yet Chelsea have been at times this year, and we should have gone for it. And the reason why dropping Esteval and Pedro Neto were bad decisions was because João Pedro at the top was then isolated throughout the rest of that game. He had no runners, which meant he had no one providing the ball to him, which means he had little chances to then create. And it ruined the game. It completely ruined the game. Man United deserved to win because, pure plain simply, they took their chances. Simple as that. They took their chances and they won the game. That was it. But it was the same in the week when we played Bayern Munich. Like a game where Bayern weren't at the races. They weren't absolutely brilliant, but we created our own mistakes. And yet, like we scored no goal, and then Castro gave away the ball, and then Harry Kane went and scored. And the moment he gave it away, and you saw him running through, I was like, this defense is not good enough for the top level. It is not good enough. Chalobah is the only player I look at in that defense and go, he's the only player I'll take. And Cucurella, those two I'll take out. Everyone else, including Reece James, I would say you are
Gusto, you're not a fan of Gusto?
I am a fan.
He didn't even start, did he? He came on, didn't
he? Yeah. I am a fan of Gusto. I do think he has got quality, but is he good enough to play against teams like Bayern Munich, like Manchester City, like Liverpool, who are, if you lose the ball, they're going to punish you straight away. You need that assurance in defence, and I don't think that is what he brings for me. It is like Chalobah and Cucurella, the two players I'd go, yes, I'd have used to. But that is it. But saying that, I do think that Man United getting off the mark is a good sign for them. Well, I mean, I've just had a look. The games they've got next, they've got
Brentford, Liverpool, and Sunderland. Okay. Like
so
you said
two
before,
games they could win. 2 games they could.
God.
And are they away at home? Well,
they're away to Brentford.
Away to Brentford and at home to Sunderland.
Are we away to Liverpool? I don't know.
You are away to Liverpool, so yeah.
So next 2 away games, and Brentford are a side that have caused United trouble in the recent past. To be honest, I'm not really hopeful about it because I mean it tends to be that every time United get a positive, they have a very they have a sharp non-positive the week after, if you like. One other thing about the match is I was disappointed to see Lamens not start in goal for the second game in a row since he's joined.
I know.
I know obviously there's a reason behind it, and that's fair enough. And Bayern by no means had a bad game. But I mean, for a keeper that we bring in, again, a keeper that no one knew about, for very little money, from a relatively kind of unwatched league. But again, the manager kind of spoke praise about them. And I mean, managers will always do that when they bring in new players. It's nothing new. But I mean, I was surprised to see him not start against City, but even more shocked to see him not start in this match. And again, it's nothing against Bayern. But I mean, surely he gets a start against Brentford next week. I mean, surely, because I think United fan. I mean, I'm really excited to see what this fella's all about, kind of thing. Because we've been crying out for a keeper, and we have one, and we're not playing him. So it's I just want to get a square look at him. That's all. I just want to see him.
I think Brentford would be a perfect game for him because obviously attacking wise, they're not looking too threatening. So. He's got a good chance he might have a good game in that.
Well, you've jinxed it now, Stu. Watch 4-0.
Not obviously, of course.
The one thing I have to say about Brentford, and we did obviously speak about it in the last podcast as well, I got that feeling that Keith Andrews makes that place a fortress. He'll play that ugly side of the game just to make sure that his team get the point. So I would not be at all surprised if he'd done the same against Man United.
Because exactly. I mean, because United are kind of predictable now. They're not really set up to play any other way. Where Amram doesn't set them up to play any other way, should I say? But It's almost like every manager just get at them, be energetic, get in their faces, and the chance will come. They're not solid at the back. They have an iffy-ish goalkeeper. As long as we defend well, kind of control the midfield, I think we'll be just fine, kind of thing. And just get in their faces and be fast and relentless. Yeah. And
look how far those throw-ins as well. Because obviously we talked about it ironically against Chelsea when they were obviously with the throw-in equaliser. It's going to be one of their weapons, I think. And obviously, as you said, Man United look very vulnerable. And if you've got a keeper that looks a bit vulnerable as well, trying to go up for that kind of stuff, then don't be surprised if it's another late equaliser.
Yeah, I know. Again, I mean, look, I'm hoping Lamin starts, and if he can keep it clean and just have a good game, that'll be good. I'm just excited to see him in goal, really. So we'll see. But again, a good win for United against Chelsea. I forget what my Super 6 was. I think I had them United to win. I might be wrong.
I think you had a draw.
Did I have a draw?
Yeah,
sugar. Okay, right. Sorry, United. Sorry for everything it, but
you should have used last week's one because obviously we did put 2-1. So you
I
did. Got the 5 in your bag.
Silly me. I know, silly me. But yeah, like a win to win. I'm happy with that. So 2 wins in 5 games. And a loss and 2 losses and a draw, 2 draws and a loss. I can't even remember now. But obviously not the best start to the season. But again, a win's a win. I'll take a win, and it's just all about gaining momentum, and hopefully that we can carry that in next week. Again, carry that into next week against Brentford.
You're on the same points as Man City.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's always a good consolation, I think.
It is. It is. That's true.
But one team who has been, I think it would be fair to say, underwhelming this year is Newcastle United. Obviously, they did have the defeat to Barcelona in the week. Rashford, of all players, showing up.
That
second goal was just ridiculous. Yeah, that was prime Rashford. That's what Rashford can do. But anyway,
that is it. Like, they showed up there, and then obviously we had the 0-0 on the weekend as well. Like. That is their third 0-0 draw already.
How many goals have they scored this season?
Sorry?
How many goals have they scored in the first?
They scored 1. So if they've had 3 0-0s, there's been 5 games. They scored 1 because that was their striker last weekend.
Yeah, they also got the 2 against us.
Yeah,
that'd be it then. That'd be it. 3.
3 goals and 5 gas. Not like we'll obviously when we talk about Villa, like they got their goal, but yeah. But I mean, what goal it was, but it's a problem because obviously when they thought they got the new strikers in, I mean, it's just like they thought, okay, here we go. But I was disappointed by that game because we put it up as like it's going to be one hell of a good game to watch, and it kind of didn't turn out that way. It kind of was just a ball 0-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but it follows perfect logic though, doesn't it? I mean, you lose you can argue the best striker from last season, where you get lots of goals. Next season you lose him, you get fewer goals. It follows the same. It follows the you know what I mean? So it's bound to happen. But I mean, I don't think they're in any kind of trouble per se. I mean, obviously they have injuries to come back and stuff, but I think they'll be just fine this season. I don't think I
don't think there's anything particularly worried about. And the new striker they've brought in, like it's going to take time for him to bed in. Yes, he'd get on the score sheet, but he's got to be their main striker going forward. He's not going to score in every single game. He's not like at that level yet, but who knows? In the future, he may be. And Semenyo has been good this year. He'll be back again, sort of thing. He'll be back next weekend, probably knowing his luck, and that's why I'm putting him in my team this week.
Wait, Semenyo for Bournemouth?
Yeah, for Bournemouth.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry.
I think they've got a game that's like, he's going to score in that. So it's a smart move to put him in your team.
Yeah. Or is it mind games? Am I putting him in?
I mean, I saw someone's put Richarlison in.
I did, and I had him captained. Oh yes, I was agonising. Sorry to digress a bit, but I was agonising on the Friday with the first night or whatever. Like, what should I captain? Because I kept Salah. Do you know what I did? I sold Salah, and then I got in Haaland, and when I saw that, I'll keep Salah, and then I'll improve my, but I won't get Haaland in. So yeah, I brought in Richarlison, but then the agony was whether to captain him or Salah, and I went back and forth all day, and eventually I went with Richarlison. I was
Good
happy I
choice.
did. I know Salah got the
choice.
assist, but but it's one of those where you get greedy with your captain. Like if they get one goal, you're like, right now get a hat trick, please. I don't want to get as many points as humanly possible, mate.
Even if it was against your own team, you'd be like, oh, I don't want to lose this, but I could get fantasy points here, so I might just get a hat trick and I'll be happy.
I was getting annoyed as well because he scored and I went, oh, magic. But then I wasn't actually watching the game. I was watching like the live updates of the 3:00 games, and I saw one snippet that came in and it said like something like, Richarlison's starting to lose his head a little bit. And I said, if you get a red card, Richarlison, after scoring a goal, and you have you as my bloody captain, I mean, well, you're getting sold. I mean, but he didn't, thankfully. So
yeah, I think I win in terms of worst captain this week. I captained Cole Palmer.
Oh no!
Oh, brilliant!
I know.
Silly.
Really?
Well, obviously, I chose
how could you have
Cardiff,
foreseen? Hey, look,
I know. Like literally, when I saw, same as you, I was looking at the live updates. All of a sudden, it said Cole Palmer has been subbed off. I was like, no,
the worst. Was it last season as well? Palmer got the hat trick against United at Stamford Bridge, I think it was, the 4-3. So
that was
the season before. Was it? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. We can only transfer that from last year, transfer their points down.
Yeah.
That's it. But obviously, Spurs are still going well. They drew on the weekend, but I think if someone said at the beginning of the season, you got 10 points from your first 5 games, I think they're taking that. I think they're taking it,
especially with last season as well. And also, as we said, we were talking a minute, like they got the win in the Champions League as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's like it's a good really good start for Tottenham.
Yeah, unbelievable. And even that match at the weekend at the Brighton game, I mean, 2-2, but if you contextualise it, if they're 2-0 up and they draw 2-2, you think, oh, that's a disaster. 2-0 down, 2-2 draw, not too bad at all. Point gained, So,
Exactly, yeah. No, definitely. I think it's definitely. I'm still thinking Spurs. I did say Man United would be the surprise package this year, but so far I am convinced that Spurs actually are the surprise package this year. I think
you could argue already if the season ended now, who was the surprise package? You'd probably say it's Spurs, right? Maybe Sunderland.
Well,
I think Spurs.
No, I think actually Sunderland. Look at this league. Sunderland, definitely Sunderland. Finish 7th.
Oh no, I'd argue Spurs. I'd say Spurs, man. I'd say Spurs. Beating City, winning their first Champions League game, new manager, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't think many people would have seen that.
Taking PSG in that Super Cup to the penalties, like that's not.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing to sniff at. But they're just so good. I mean, it's again, it's like a lot of people put them quite high in their predictions, so it's not, and it's kind of nice to feel that it's good. Maybe we're right. Maybe we know what we're doing with these predictions because we had a rough idea that Tottenham are going to do okay.
And as well as that, just with Spurs as well. I mean, I know it came up on a previous episode, but I mean, like they're all Son in the summer. Madison's out until the new year, I think. I'm thinking of someone else now. Who am I forgetting? There's some other player. Kulusevski's out as well. Just the players that they're missing as well. And they're still performing this well. I think it's great, and it's a testament to Thomas Frank's job so far. So
that's it. Well, we'll leave the Premier League there for the minute because we need to move on. Now it's time for the Super Six.
Yes.
Time for the big one.
I need a good performance this week. I had a shocker last week.
I think a lot of us did.
Absolute shocker. Well, I got the fewest points, so I'll say I had the worst. So
too many draws in this.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Are we all going for draws? Are we just going all draws all the way through?
I mean, we could try.
There's always a bit. There's always roughly on average. What was it like? Maybe 2 or 3 draws every week.
I went for 0-0. I went for 0-0.
Oh, you must have been devastated.
Oh yeah. Unlucky.
2-1 at half time.
Unlucky. Yeah.
When did he score that goal? It was like how many minutes in?
Yeah, it went long. It went not long. So
it wasn't even like an 80th minute winner. It was like you'd be like, oh, I can't hold out. It's like it wasn't even close.
You had the stones to go for it, so why not?
Like how at the beginning of the game, I even put in the group chat. I was like, "Here's the 0-0, lads." This is
0-0.
And then literally 10 minutes later, they scored.
Settle in for this non-goal fest, and then okay, right, never mind. Yeah.
The funny thing is though, we all joke about that, but the only the 4 points he got was from those draws. So maybe it wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
so
that's double the points I got.
So maybe it's lighting in the tunnel with that one.
Well, we had 5 draws in the on the weekend in all the Premier League games.
Yeah.
Let's hope this weekend we've got a bit more entertainment, shall we?
Yes.
And we're starting off the Premier League predictions at my team, the beloved Chelsea, at Stamford Bridge, and they host Brighton and Hove Albion. I feel like the guy, that used to pronounce the Gillette Soccer Saturday scores. Brighton and Hove Albion won.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like at the end was it final
full
score
table
or something on
yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
But yeah, so obviously Chelsea host Brighton. David, what we say?
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. I can see Chelsea bouncing back at home. Think it'll be a Chelsea win.
Okay.
2-1.
Stu?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna, but I mean, hope this isn't a trend, but I'm gonna go the same with David. 2-1. But an interesting fact about that, I think Chelsea's got a good record against Brighton. I think at home. Because I had a quick look at the head-to-head just to give me a bit of an edge, but but yeah, it's looking good. So and Brighton only look better at home than they do away, so I'll put Chelsea 2-1.
Okay. I've actually gone 3-1 Chelsea. Maybe a little bit biased there, but I'm quietly confident that Chelsea will not only will we win the game, I think that we will dominate the game, and it will just be too much for Brighton to deal with. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea in this game. So what we're saying then, the 2 unbeaten teams in the league, Crystal Palace host Liverpool. The Premier League.
Palace unbeaten.
Yeah.
Yes, they are unbeaten.
Very good.
They
I didn't know that.
They beat West Ham on the weekend 2-1.
Right. Could have sworn they lost a long way. Anyway.
But yeah, what we're saying, Stu, we'll start with this time.
If I was going to be, me biased, never. I mean, this time's going to be tough. Like, cause it's always a tough game against Palace because I've watched games when they're just, and also it's at their place as well, so it's going to be tough. But if I was going to be put Super 6, if I was going to be bold, I'll put 1-0. But I don't. You know how it works, Super 6. So I'm going to put 2-1 Liverpool.
He's confident.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what? This is the type of game where you don't want it to be a 3:00 kickoff. Do you know what I mean? Because
you want it to be the 5:30, don't you?
Yeah, 5:30, 8:00 kickoff, or the Sunday game.
Under the lights.
Yeah. 2:00 on a Sunday. Yeah, that's the one. That's the sounds like that game.
Should I go for another 0-0? Yeah. No, that's not going to be a 0-0.
You can only play that card once.
Yeah.
Oh, what, throughout the whole season? Only once. I've played it now.
Yeah, you can't you can only do 0-0. That's it. Can't be done.
Okay. Oh God, I don't know. Liverpool they've not been scoring freely, like we spoke about, but Palace have been pretty decent. They have as well. I'm going to go with a 3-2 Liverpool. I am. I reckon game of the weekend. I'm going with. And I reckon it is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised. Last 10 minutes, another goal by Liverpool to win the game. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, if you wanted to be really predicting bold, you can say Isak comes off comes off the bench and scores his first goal.
Winner.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If you want to be bold.
It'll be Verts. After me and Dave.
No, it won't be Verts. He's never scoring. He's never doing
a free
anything.
kick from outside the box. I bet you.
Oh,
it'd be one.
No, I've got the headline maker. Ready for this? Last minute winner, and it's Mark Gahey with an own goal.
Oh, that would be a great one. That would be brilliant.
All the headlines. This is biased.
Yeah.
He's already.
I forgot about that Gahey side story. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's my turn to copy Stu. I do think this will be 2-1. But I do think Palace are a bogey team for Liverpool. I don't think they have the best record against them home or away. And I know it is at Palace's gaff, but I think Liverpool will just be too strong for them at the end of the day. And yeah, I'll go 2-1.
All right. Okay. Moving on now to the Etihad as Manchester City host Burnley. A team that, let's be honest, I think they've done quite well so far in the Premier League. They got a draw out of the Nottingham Forest game. I actually think, am I right in thinking I actually went for Nottingham Forest and Burnley to draw last week? Did I? I think
I don't remember.
I don't think it was part of the Super 6, was it? Unless I'm wrong.
Oh, you watch. I want to know now. I want to know. It's very quick.
I mean, was that your prediction? Maybe, but you didn't tell
I
anyone.
was 1-1 here.
Where is it? Where is it? No, that's not it. Well, come on. Hurry up. There we go. That's the one I want.
Sure,
Yeah,
it
that was
wasn't.
that was a waste of time. We weren't on it.
Okay.
Anyway, I did go for a draw.
Very good.
Sure.
No, but Manchester City, yes, they did play very defensive against Arsenal, but I think against Burnley at the Etihad, surely they're going to go full guns blazing against this team. I'm going to go with a comfortable 5-0 in this game. I think that Man City are going to try and blow them away in this game, and really, it's going to be one that gets the fans going. This game is going to get the fans going after frustrations of drawing. So yeah, 5-0. Go on then.
Do you want to go, Stu, or will I go?
Oh no, whatever. You go. You go next. Is fine.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to go for a far more conservative 2-0. I think the temptation always, isn't it, when City play a kind of mid to lower table team at home, that you think, it's going to be 5-6-7-8-0 or whatever, but sometimes it doesn't quite always turn out that way. And Pep is not a big fan of going and getting this kind of a big rake of goals against teams. And typically, once he goes 2 or 3 up, he kind of closes up shop and just sees out the game with this, boring passing, just pass them to death type play. It's quite typical of his teams, particularly at City. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-0.
Okay. Stu, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I do think they're going to get a couple goals because obviously it's going to be against. But again, they are going against a really good Burnley defensive side.
Right.
Even because again, as much as what you think about it, they did keep us at bay for Liverpool for a long time to obviously fall apart in the last 10 minutes. But yeah, I mean, I think they'll win it. Obviously, I don't think I think you always say I agree with you, David. They're not going to thrash them. They're not going to be. It's going to be close. But I think it's a good game. After the Arsenal draw to kind of put a stamper. But I would put was it Man City to win 3-1?
Okay. So just think about how Burnley are going to be setting up. Just think about, and they're just like it's going to be the most one-sided. They're going to go from, last weekend to having the lowest side that Pep Guardiola's ever recorded in a game to going to like 75% possession. It's going to be one of those. Just try to break them down, get the goal in the 60th minute, get another, and then out. So.
Well, I think we can firmly confirm that since we've done the the Super 6 predictions, I think we can firmly confirm that I am the most outlandish one here with our predictions. Okay, I have to live up to my.
You might be right. Well, I had 3-2 for Sunderland opening day. I think I had someone 4-2. I think the Tottenham Bournemouth match I had 4-2. I've had a couple of mad ones along the way. I think Stu has as well. But,
I mean, obviously, I think I was silly, maybe not crazy, but when I decided to go for Brighton instead of Bournemouth, and I completely balls that one up. So,
right, moving on then. So we've got Nottingham Forest at their home ground against the newly promoted Sunderland, a very convincing Sunderland side, and a very, is it fair to say, a very underwhelming Nottingham Forest side under Ange so far. David, what are we going for?
Yeah, underwhelming is right, but I think he's only just arrived. Give him time. You never know what could happen, but I'm going to go with a Sunderland win. I think Sunderland are going to win, and it will be. I'll go 1-0 Sunderland.
Not a bad shout.
Okay. All right. Go on then, Stu. What are we saying?
I mean, if you're looking at this match, just because obviously it's probably similar to the Sunderland match that you just had, it feels like a draw, but I don't want to make that mistake of sitting there going like you got to put draws, because obviously I did that, and then what happened? We all had a terrible Super 6 last week, so
yeah.
I think I'm tempted to go for a Sunderland win, to be honest, because it's because. Not in a Forest, yeah. They've look a bit, obviously, try and change the system like in 5 or 6 games into a season is not the best idea. But, with a new manager. But, yeah, I think Sunderland look really good and really good outfit. And I can see them getting a win or maybe a late winner. So, I'll put 2-1 Sunderland.
Okay. I'm actually going to go against you both. And I'm actually going to go for 2-1 Nottingham Forest. I think. Okay. I don't think... I think that Ange's game will finally get the result that he's wanting. The only reason I say it as well because yes, they played well, Sunderland, but they're a newly promoted side. I reckon they'll really struggle to deal with and his type of play in this game, and it might be a bit too much for him. I don't see him getting a clean sheet at all, Nottingham Forest, but I'm going to go 2-1.
No, interesting shout. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then we're on to the most exciting team in the Premier League, Aston Villa.
Oh, yes.
Villa Park versus Fulham at Villa Park, like I say. Stu, what are we saying?
This is hard because obviously you go like, was it? They finally got their goal, so maybe this is the start of the trend. They actually might start scoring goals. Would be nice. I mean, and then Fulham, are you expecting that game to be drab, and then all of a sudden they looked quite good, and actually, Brentford actually. I mean, that was it. What was it? That second goal I think for them was like ridiculous. So,
yeah, Wilson.
Oh yeah, that pass and that shot. Anyway, but so good. But I'm tempted to go for a draw because it feels like a draw. Because obviously no one's firing all cylinders.
3-3.
Yeah, go.
Or 0-0. 0-0.
What? I can't see that working twice. You try it once, but try it twice. I mean,
yeah.
It might work.
That's a one and done. That one, isn't it?
Doing it once a week.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep picking one game every week where it's 0-0, and eventually you might get it. But it's
yeah.
I think I'll go for a draw with this one because as much as I want to say maybe a Villa win or maybe a Fulham win, it's just that they are both sides that haven't really, been amazing. So but as much as I want to go 0-0 because obviously Villa can't score even if they like barely anyway. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 this one.
Okay. I pretty much do agree with Stu. I think it is. This is the hardest game to call on the weekend because if the Villa showed up there and scored absolutely nothing this season, then they could end up getting beat by Fulham. But if it's the one that's been absolutely resilient at the back and actually got points from getting the draws, then it could actually be a 0-0. It could be another draw. It feels very daring to go for a Villa win in this game. It feels very daring to go for a Villa win. I'm gonna go out on the line then. I'm gonna say 2-0 Villa. I'm gonna go 2-0 Villa in this game. Actually, yes, I'm gonna go 2-0 Villa. First victory on the board. Get themselves off the mark and get themselves going now. 2-0 Villa. Please prove me right. Please prove me right.
It's Villa at home, right? Villa Fulham, right?
Yes. Yeah. Villa Fulham.
Okay.
Go on then, David.
Right. This one's for you, Matt. I'm going 0-0. I think this will be by far and away the worst game of the weekend. I think it'll be that whole last match of the day type match. 0-0. Absolutely nothing to write home about with this one.
Fair enough.
I got a feeling you got a better chance that one being right than last week.
Yeah.
This one
feels like you watch.
Here we go.
It's going to be like that. You put it doesn't work. David doesn't. He gets 5 points.
Yeah.
And I get all the plaudits. Yes, I'm a genius.
Now you've got the final game of the week of the Super Six, which is Newcastle at home at St James's Park to Arsenal. So this could be a quite entertaining game. Obviously, two sides, one who's been a bit underwhelming and the other who has been good this year. And well, what do we think? It's obviously me to start at this one, and I'm gonna say, surely Arsenal are gonna come out and absolutely pummel Newcastle. You'd think, but they haven't looked like their blistering best, really. Newcastle have been good defensively, like I say, 3 clean sheets in the season so far, so that's always a good sign, especially as who's it between the sticks for them at the minute? Nick Pope, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know this. I'm gonna.
Don't copy me now. I've got a score in my head. Don't copy me.
You? How can I copy you?
You're going to my mind and copy me.
Don't you copy me?
We'll see.
I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
I'm going to go. All right. Yeah, 3-1 Arsenal. All right, go on in. I've locked it in.
Okay.
You go, Stu?
Right.
Yeah, I'll go for this one. So if it's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's interesting one because obviously I think Newcastle got a good record against Arsenal if I remember that correctly. So, but this is not the Newcastle that have been the last couple of years, and obviously Arsenal, they have. I expect for like maybe the couple of they do look quite good when they get going. So it'll be crazy to go against the Arsenal win. So I'm going to put 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
2-1,
All
you
right.
said?
Yeah, 2-1 to Arsenal. Yeah.
2-1. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal. Again, it is one of those where, I mean, it's hard not to see Arsenal. I mean, it's kind of you'd almost say it's a game they have to win. I know it's silly to say that so early in the season, but I mean that was I would put forth that was quite a disappointing point almost against City. I don't know. I feel like that was a game they should have won, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal though. 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay. All right. I would also like to just point out, before we move on to the final subject of the evening, I would also like to point out that if anyone does the Super Six, there's this thing called Golden Goal, where you have to predict the minute of the first goal in those 6
yeah.
games. I actually got it right.
You got
actually in which game?
Yeah.
It was the
8th
Brighton
minute, if I
game.
remember.
Yeah,
8th minute.
Really?
Yeah. I was wondering
Fair
why,
play.
because I was doing all the scores for it, and it's just like I think you were like 28, and it was like I looked on the Super Six at 30, and I'm like, unless my maths is wrong, it's a good chance it might be. But it's I looked at it, and it's like, and then you got the was it 8-minute one, and it's like, oh, that's what it is. Maybe you got the extra points from that. Maybe I don't know, but yeah,
fair play.
Yeah, congrats, man. Congrats.
Yeah, no, it's a
There's
proud
no-
moment. It's
What's
a proud
like the,
moment for me and my family.
what's the thought process behind that? Like, how do you even? That's such a lottery, isn't it? Like, you just,
It is.
do you know what I mean?
I have been doing it ever since I was at university, and I have always gone for the 8th minute. Do you know why? Because the moment I changed it to like 10 or 12, it
goes over, yeah.
And I was like, no, it's the 8th minute.
So was this the 0-0 before 0-0 was 0-0? Basically,
Yeah.
basically you're like, I'm gonna stick with it all these years, and it's finally paid off. Finally.
Exactly. You know it. But yeah, moving on to probably the biggest subject of this podcast, probably what a lot of people would probably be wanting to listen to. I know we've left it till last, but it is a big subject, and that is the Ballon d'Or, the biggest individual trophy a player can win. And let's be honest, it does look kind of interesting. The last update I've seen here is that the top 10 for the Ballon d'Or for the men's award, I would like to point out as well, so far could be Ousmane Dembele of PSG, Gianluigi Donnarumma of PSG and now of Man City, Hakimi of PSG, Mbappe of Real Madrid, Mendes PSG, Cole Palmer Chelsea, Rafinha of Barcelona, Salah Liverpool, Vitinha of PSG, and Lamine Yamal of Barcelona. Now, out of that top 10, in all honesty, who would you say is your Ballon d'Or winner?
Well, I was looking at the odds earlier today, and the pack leader still is Ousmane Dembele, and you can kind of see why. I do think he'll win it. I never really put too much stock into the Ballon d'Or, to be honest. I think it's a bit almost like the Oscars. It's very politically motivated, kind of elitist sort of thing. I never really kind of, it's not really too much of a thing. But obviously, it's an individual award, and obviously the players who win it are always happy to win it, you would assume. But I do think Dembele will win it. I mean, look, if you win it, if you win the Champions League, and he scored in the final, didn't he? And he had a good season all round. So, and I know obviously Donnarumma and Hakimi, but I mean, being the fourth player typically gets the plaudits. I know Rodri won last season and he's not a fourth player, but I do think it'll be Dembele.
Yeah. I think.
I mean, it's hard to.
I think that Dembele is probably the strongest shout when you look at it for sure. I will be honest. Is the Ballon d'Or based on their year or the season just gone?
I think it's the
Is it
calendar year. It's the 12 months. Yeah.
Because how many
So
times
it's
they
based-
count?
So it's based off of 2025, yeah?
Yeah.
More or less,
2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's bad.
Okay. If it is, why is Cole Palmer in it?
Yeah, I know.
That's-
Some of those shouts, when you read that name, I went, "What?"
Yeah. I don't
don't get that one.
No Scott McTominay.
Club World Cup, they probably take that into consideration, I suppose. But
16th, I believe, or 18th, something like that. He did.
He should be a little bit. No,
yeah,
jokes
Scott
aside,
McTominay.
obviously, I think he had a fantastic season for them. Like, it should be a little bit higher. But again, it's all
Yeah.
opinions and that, as we know. But
it's. I mean, I've not been a fan of the Ballon d'Or like fully since Wesley Sneijder. So like that's how far.
I mean, I'm still pissed that Van Dijk didn't win it that year. You know, when he should have won it.
Do you know? Oh, when he was in the top, him, Messi and Ronaldo. Yeah. Do you know who I think would be in? It should be in with a shout, and who probably would deserve it just as much. Possibly would be Salah, because he had a phenomenal season.
I want to see that.
Just kind of goal returns. If I'm telling you now, if Liverpool had won the Champions League, Salah would win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, it's just like no question whatsoever.
I mean, but
winning the league, Champions League.
Yeah.
So I can just confirm it is breaking news now. Lamine Yamal retains the Copper Trophy. The teenager
one,
wins.
Right?
The best young player award at the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Well, I mean,
that makes sense. That's a fair
no-brainer. I mean, he won the treble, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously helped them win the he won the European? Was it? Yeah, he won the Euro. So
yeah, that's right.
That makes sense. Yeah, but give it a couple of years, he'll win the Ballon d'Or if he keeps up this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
God. I actually would go as far as to say with Lamine Yamal, I think he'll win a Ballon d'Or before Mbappe.
Ooh, that's a shout. Interesting.
I don't think it's a crazy shout though.
No, I don't think it's a crazy shout. Well, you could argue that Yamal's injured at the moment. I don't know when he's going to come back, and Mbappe has already started really strong for Real Madrid. So I think if he can have a good season, if this is his season, then I think Mbappe will win it next year. If they win League, Champions League, then it'll probably go to Mbappe.
It frustrates
and if France
me
win the World Cup as well, obviously it's a no-brainer.
It does
frustrate me a little bit that one player. If someone said to me, you could take one player out of that top 10 and put someone else in who you think would win the Ballon d'Or for you, I know we always joke about with this player, but one player I was maybe consider is Harry Kane because he had an amazing year.
He's in it, no? He's not in the top 10? I thought you...
He's not in the top 10.
He's not? Oh, right.
He was 13th. But the player I'll take out for Cole Palmer is... we'll get this right. Kvaratskhelia. So
that was a bad one. That wasn't your best attempt, I must say.
Fair enough.
no, but that's a good. He's a good shout. He's a better shout than bloody Cole Palmer, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if they're basing it off of the season just gone, like the whole season, then I could justify it in some ways, but I still can't justify it enough to say,
I mean, wasn't he like he was at Napoli? He was absolutely amazing, and then he moved to PSG and he was even more amazing. And then this season he started amazingly. So you would expect him to be, but I don't know. I guess with the PSG stuff, you got so many Ballon d'Or winning type performances in that season. Then I can see why he might have been bumped down a little bit. But I think that's a fair shout. I mean, I think maybe next season with Cole Palmer maybe he might be a bit higher and more justified. But I get that because obviously he did have like a couple of months when he was nowhere to be seen, if I think it was right.
He scored one goal from open play before he, I think this is right, before he got to the Club World Cup, and that was this year. Yeah. So I'm like, that's not really a stat that screams Ballon d'Or.
I mean, could it be the Euro performances maybe? Because he was quite instrumental in kind of England getting to maybe, but I don't think he was.
Yeah, he wasn't
in the final. Maybe I don't know.
He didn't start any of the games, did he? He came on. I know he scored a goal, but did he start any of the games? I can't remember.
No, he was basically.
I don't think he did.
No,
do you think with the Ballon d'Or as well? Actually, sorry. Do you know with the Ballon d'Or? Do you think has a player ever won who hasn't won either the Champions League, European Cup, or a Euro/World Cup? Like, I think that's always the thing that's taken into consideration. Like, example, just to bring up Salah again, because Salah just had the most amazing season and they won the league and an absolute canter. And I don't think he'll win it at all. It's going to go to one of the Champions League's winners, likely Dembele, But I wonder, is that ever Can no one ever have such an amazing league season that it doesn't matter whether or not they win the Champions League? I don't think. Did he win? Did he not win? What year was he again?
I think Marco Owen we were talking about earlier, like he did.
I believe the year Thierry Henry was robbed of the Ballon d'Or and Pavel Nedved won it. I believe Nedved did not win a European trophy.
Fair enough. Okay.
I think.
But he went. What was that? 2004 or 5 or something like that. Okay, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Back in the day when it was unpredictable, when you didn't know.
You could argue since then. I mean, it's if you win the World Cup, and you're a fourth player, or the Euros, or the Champions League. If you win the league, domestic league, obviously that helps. But I mean,
it shouldn't be like that though, because again, it's like
shouldn't be. But
I know. I mean, I don't know. Because obviously because Liverpool would love Marseille to win it, of course, but because obviously it's one to beat. You could say one of his best seasons ever. He's had.
I'd say he deserves it, to be honest. I mean,
how many awards does the guy need to have? Like, that prove that he's world class and one of the best ever, but he still doesn't win it.
I think that the Ballon d'Or should be based off of this and this alone. It should be based off of who wins you the matches. Who wins you the matches, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a goal scorer.
No.
It can be a goalkeeping performance that was unbelievable. Like we've all seen it. Like Manuel Neuer's done it. De Gea has done it. Cech back in the day. We've all seen it with goalkeepers. Alisson last season against PSG. We've seen those sort of games where goalkeepers do it as well. So it's not always going to be a striker who gets the goals that's going to be that player up there. It's just that goals are more of a headline maker. That's the difference. But that's for me why. And the way things are going this year, I would not be surprised if Harry Kane is in the debate next year.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Yeah, he said he's had a good start, to be honest.
Good. Yeah, it was a phenomenal start.
Hey, what? Okay, calm down.
Do you know what I was thinking as well? Do you know what I was thinking? Has a keeper ever won it? I was thinking, did Casillas win it in 2010?
No, Lev Yashin in the 60s, I believe.
Who won it in 2010? Because I was going to ask you guys, like
60s. Jesus.
Oh, mate, I've got the facts.
Was it definitely not? Who won it in 2010 then? It must have been one of the Spanish fellas.
No, it's Messi. Messi won it in 2010 because Xavi and Iniesta made up the top three. So they made up the top
three.
Okay.
Because they won the thing in 2009.
I mean, here's the thing. When was the last person that's not a striker? Or midfield, to win it. I mean, I think it was what's that Italian?
Cannavaro?
Fabio Cannavaro in 2006.
Yeah, Cannavaro.
Yeah, he won the World Cup with Italy.
World Cup, yeah.
I mean, it's just it's crazy to think there's not enough. It's just basically, it's kind of, when you think about it, it's really sad when you think of it defensively. They don't win it as often. I know it's not because it's not the most flashy thing, but it's just it would be nice to sound someone is one of the best defenders and wins it. Maybe
I think even defenders themselves would kind of admit that, we kind of get it. Who do you guys think is that? I think I've seen this debate come up recently. Who do you think? Let's all pick one player. Who's the best player to never win the Ballon d'Or? I've got one in my mind, and I don't think he's won it before. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. So
Gary Cahill.
The thought of Gary, even the image of Gary Cahill with that trophy is just, it just doesn't.
We all know that's a dig at Van Dijk. We all know that.
Come on. Right. Thierry Henry.
It's a good show. Yeah, good show.
Henry. He was. Yeah. He was, for me. I would go as far as to say this. He is the best player the Premier League's ever seen, and he was the best player in the world at that point.
Yeah. I think the best Premier League players ever, he's always going to be in everyone's top three, you would imagine.
Yeah. And I think at one point he was the best player in the world, and a lot of people couldn't hold a candle to him, but it took something extraordinary to do it, and the year he didn't win it, he was robbed of it. So yeah, I mean, I would say,
and also it's the era he was in. I think it's another one of the examples of an era he was in. I mean, some of the fantastic players during the era when he was at his peak, right? So it's
true.
But I get it. Yeah, it's how good he was for Arsenal at one point. Yeah, he should have. I mean, it is a one that we kind of forgot because we want to forget the pandemic era, like Lewandowski.
Oh yes,
should have won it. That was a travesty. They cancelled that because he was on for.
That's a great show.
Should have won it that year.
Oh, Right,
Do you
go
reckon
on in.
Rooney should have been with us? Rooney should have possibly won it one of the years, perhaps. Can't imagine.
What year would you think then?
2008,
Yeah.
2009, maybe. 2008.
But I think that was more Ronaldo then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. And I think
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true
the
enough.
thing.
But Rooney still, I
That's
mean,
how I'm
obviously,
trying to, like,
yeah.
I
I mean,
I
all these
think that
players. Sorry, man.
I think every player, like, this is gonna sound very like, because a lot of people say, oh, this player deserved it over Messi and Ronaldo. Like, obviously you got Schneider, you got Ribery, you've got Van Dijk, as Stu spoke about there. You've got
Neymar, perhaps.
Neymar, yeah. Iniesta, like a lot of players.
Iniesta was going to be my shout for best
Yeah.
player to never win it. Yeah.
oh yeah.
But in all honesty, genuinely, I actually think there's only one player during the Ronaldo and Messi dominance that actually I would argue did deserve a shout for the Ballon
Can we
d'Or.
guess? Can we guess?
Go on.
Have we talked about him recently?
Yeah. How recently are we talking?
Well, we're talking over 10 years ago. And he dominated. He won the Champions League that year, I believe, as well.
Which year?
He was not.
It'll give it away.
I think it was 2013.
Which was Bayern Munich,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was Bayern Munich. Robin?
Frank Ribery.
I think he won European Player of the Year one time. Obviously, he was great. Yeah. I mean, what a player. Possibly Manuel Neuer as well would be another shout.
Yeah, but like that year, they won everything. They literally won everything.
Yeah. Cleaned up.
Year.
Yeah.
And then Guardiola took over the following year.
That's right.
And in my eyes, I thought this guy has played that well, and yet Messi still won the Ballon d'Or. That I think it was Messi or Ronaldo won. But Messi and Ronaldo were that good for that entire period of time. The stats they were producing and what they were doing.
Yeah. You couldn't
No, just monopolized it for like 10 years. I mean, of course.
Like, even when they didn't deserve to win it. I mean, some of the Messi ones, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, a bit questionable. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, he's not in the top 10 this time. I know he's still playing, but he's not. They decided, no, he's. We're going to choose somebody else now. Thank God.
Yeah.
No, their times have now gone. Their time is now gone, and it's time for the light to be shone upon another shining light. So we'll see what happens there. But obviously, like David said earlier, Dembele is probably going to be the favourite. Well, is the favourite to win it. Yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, the ceremony is in Paris. That's kind of fitting.
It's all set up, isn't it? Like he's literally like, Is Real Madrid there this year? Have they still gone on strike again?
No, they're not there again. But it's because of a scheduling thing. It's a scheduling thing that they have a match tonight, I think. Yeah. So.
But
I think that Vinicius Junior has finished a lot lower this year. That's one thing I definitely read, is that he finished a lot lower this year, and I'm not surprised. He's not been that good.
He's even starting for Real Madrid at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, he must be surely. I mean, who?
Yeah, I mean, who else would you start?
Do you know who's not started every game so far, Stu? Do you know who's not started every game for Real Madrid so far?
Shows what I know. I know nothing about La Liga, apparently.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I think that this year, whoever wins the Ballon d'Or, I think the player has to be from PSG. It belongs to them.
100%. Yeah,
they've been the dominant side. I think Donnarumma would be a real shock out of those ones to win it, but for me,
I can't see.
No, I mean,
go on.
Anyone from them forward line, basically, I think it would be the best.
Yeah. I mean, they won the final 5-0. I mean,
I mean, anyone from the midfield, basically anyone from that team, because it was so good. I mean, they're still doing it. What's annoying about PSG is they're still good now. Like, they looked absolutely incredible in their first game against.
Yeah.
I mean, they were destroying Atlanta. It's like, Jesus. But yeah. I mean, I'll be shocked if it isn't a PSG team player that wins it, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, agreed. Well, we'll just say well done to whoever does win the Ballon d'Or. Like, if Cole Palmer wins it, I will be the most shocked person alive.
I think he'd be more shocked than anyone.
Wouldn't that validate the Conference League? Because basically it proves that you can win it and be a Ballon d'Or winner. So
That's it. Yeah.
No. What would happen is that, and I promise I will do this. If Cole Palmer wins the Ballon d'Or tonight, I promise that I will.
So don't regret this.
The Conference League and the Club World Cup are the two biggest trophies going. That Cole Palmer is the best English player of all time.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Well, Bobby Charlton won the Ballon d'Or. He ain't won two, but Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, the odds for him must be like 500 to 1 or 1,000 to 1 or something. They must be like this. Just...
I mean, it's a good crazy bet if you just want to put £1 on it.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Leicester City with 5,000 to 1. You never know. So.
Yeah. It works the same way. Yeah. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, but Cole Palmer, let's win the Ballon d'Or.
Come on, Mo Salah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.
All the best.
Right. See you later. Bye. Bye.